Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Today is my plant update Tuesday video. I have some kind of interesting updates for you guys, but we're going to start with my roses because I have the rest of them outside because it's supposed to get cold this weekend, so they're going to stay out there for the cold front because they're good. They're supposed to be cold this time of year anyway, but with Florida's weather being crazy, don't know what's going to happen. So we have this guy right here. There's no signs of new growth yet, but we still have like another month or so away. So I'm just going to check the soil, and I think I should water him. Then we're going to go to my rose seed. But as you can see, there's like no new developments on that. This guy is nice and moist, so I'm not going to mess with him. So right now, I'm just going to water my rose. My rose stem here. Just a little bit of water. That should be fine. So next we're going to go to all my Christmas cactuses. I have a lot because I have been trying to transplant some to regrow them until I can afford some kind of pots to help them grow. So we have these guys right here. And these guys are doing quite well. Some have some new leaf growth. I don't know what you would call those. But that guy is bone dry, so I need to feed him. Then we have this one who I believe is not going to make it. So like every week we go to the store, we buy some sodas for us to drink. And I use those bottles to get these guys into another environment. Because with this guy turning like a brownish color, I'm not sure it's going to get the nutrients it needs. And the others have started turning a light green to a brownish color. So I'm going to get him out as quickly as possible. But I do have like a new leaf right here. I don't know if you guys can see that, but I don't know. I'm just going to try. There's two new leaves. Look at that. But I'm just going to try to get these, at least to right here, out so that the rest of it can start growing. So if I lose this down here, it's not a big deal for me. But if I lose all of these guys right here, that's going to be a big deal for me. So every week I will try to transplant them as much as possible. I try to get about 2 to 3 leaves per transplant. But some, like this guy, is not possible. But we'll see how the next weeks go. And this guy is dead. So I'm going to pull him off. It's like when they're like that kind of texture, it's kind of like a mushy texture. They should be like a bright green like that guy is. And some are hard, some are a little soft. But as long as they stay this bright green color, they're totally fine. And then check this guy. I'm going to put a little water on him. And then we have these down here, which is going to take it a while before it starts showing signs of new growth. So we're just going to check. It's hard to check when they're that small. The bottom looks like it still has water, but I'm going to water the top. And I water all these guys together. Make that very easy for me. And this guy, it's kind of growing, but I'm not too sure because I just transplanted him last week. So I'm not too sure on these so far. Then we have this guy who I tried to get him to stay in here. But it's just not working in my favor. He wants to be a little defiant little thing. Again, I'll water them all at once. Just checking on what I did with these up here. Because I had a 2 liter, and I put holes in the bottom. Because that's what they said you're supposed to do. And that's what I did to these 3 as well. So I'm trying another experiment. I'm going to see if these, I know the one in the 2 liter is growing quite quickly. So I'm going to see if these 3 do the same thing compared to the others that have 0 holes in, because I can't put sausage under them because I don't have any. So here's this guy. So we're going to see where he takes us. It feels dry. Which is why I just water them once a week. And I've just been watering them every week. Once a week, every week. And it's been working out great for me. So if they all start dying off every week, I'm going to have an issue and I'm going to change something. But so far, they've been loving it being just watered once a week for me. I do fertilize them every other week like I'm supposed to. See down the bottom, I don't know if you can tell, but there's little holes in each of those. And I have it on 3 plates because I have my roses out there on a saucer. I could take it off, but I'm not too sure about that. I'm not. I wanted to try to keep as much water as possible. And then we have this guy, which I know is very successful because he's growing lots of leaves. Let's see. There's one here. There's one right there. There's 2 here. There's one there. There's one there. It's like he's just growing leaves like crazy. So I'm going to check. His water is still moist. So I'm not going to bother with it. As long as the water is still moist, I'm not going to bother because I don't want to overwater him. Then here's this one, who I transplanted. It has no holes in the bottom. So we're going to see how this goes. I just put my finger in about an inch into the soil to see if it's moist or not. So far, I have to water all of them. Then here's this guy. So again, I'm putting my finger in about an inch, and it feels pretty moist, so I'm not going to bother with this guy. I'm not going to mess with this guy. And here's my Christmas cactus experiments going on. I did fertilize it. As far as I can tell, only the bottom leaf has died, but these 2 right here are still a bright green, and they're not showing any signs of they're dying. They're actually, it looks like it's growing roots, which is very exciting for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to toss this word out off the door because I can't get this guy to come off the side there. He just stays on the side. And I almost tripped over Koji. He was like right in the way. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get my distilled water, which I've been buying until I'm able to buy a rainwater collector. Because down here in Florida, thank God, it's not against the law to collect rainwater. I don't know why that would be against the law to begin with. So I just filled it up where I had it last time so I can see the much clearer than I could a second ago. Okay. So now I'm just going to water the rest of my Christmas cactuses because that was the last one. Just a little bit into each of them because the soil will retain the water to feed it as it's necessary. So I just put just a little bit in like that. And this guy was bone dry. Just let it go in there. Yeah, I'm not gonna water that guy. He looks fine. And it'll go into the soil. Forgot that one had holes. So I'm just going to do the rest like this. So when they go out of the holes, it won't drip everywhere. That was crazy. Alright. So we have gone through my roses, my Christmas cactuses, and now we're going to move on to the part I saved for the last, which is my Phalaenopsis orchids. I'm having a hard time talking today. So here's my file. I'm really freaking excited right now. Oh my god. I can't help it. It's very exciting for me. This guy, who's tripping right now, is still growing a new leaf. It still has this new growth right there. Try not to get on my camera. There's a new growth right there. Don't know if you guys can see that. For now, it hasn't shown me any signs of what it's going to be yet. I don't know if it's going to be a root, or if it's going to be a stem, or if it's going to be Kiki. I don't know yet. It's still really small, so I can't really tell. So now what I like to do is I like to check the root system. So I just go individually on every root is what I do every time I change the water. I go into every root and I see if the roots are hard, which means they're healthy, or if they're soft, like a mushy texture, kind of paper-like texture, that means they are dead and you need to get rid of them. But every root that I just felt is nice and firm, which means they're healthy roots. And that always makes me happy. Usually I have Koji running outside every time I go to the tour. So it's kind of weird. Maybe he got used to me not going outside every single time. So I'm going to put up the water level back to where it was because we change it every week. I do anyway. And I'm going to place the cup first back up here. And then what I like to do is, like I show you guys every week, is I like to hold it by the stem, the main part of the orchid, and by its leaves. I hold it like this. And I just place it in the cup to see where the water level is, if it's too high or not. And it's not too high. It's perfect. So then here's this guy. I did change his bowl because I was trying to give him more room, hoping he would grow. But I don't know. So what I'm hoping on is if I put him in this semi-water culture, he's going to grow me some roots because all he's doing right now is just growing me a new leaf. As happy as I am about that, I would like him to grow some new roots. Because I had him in full water culture and he lost every single root. Didn't grow any new ones, just lost every single root. So I'm thinking if I just put him in semi-water culture, which is where you put him in water for 2 days and he's out of water 5 days, which is the week. Monday through Friday, he is out of the water. Saturday and Sunday, he's in the water. So I'm hoping with that, he will grow some roots. And I think that his bottom leaves are going to fall off because they're starting to curl. There's the brown spots on them. So I think these two bottom are going to fall in the next few days. So I'm just going to see how he works with semi-water culture. So it is Tuesday, which means he's not in water. So come Saturday, I'll put him in water and we'll see in the next few weeks how he does. But that is it for this week's Of My Plant Update. I hope you guys were excited to see all the amazing updates I have, especially for my Christmas cactus. My Christmas cactus is never the star of these videos. It's always my orchids, but it's nice to have a different star this week. For Christmas cactuses or Easter cactuses, I don't remember which one it is. I forgot how to tell the difference. They usually start blooming around Thanksgiving time. Since this is my first time seeing if they bloom, that's when they usually bloom, from Thanksgiving to New Year's is what I've heard they're supposed to bloom from. So it's going to be really exciting. I don't know about these two guys over here or the ones I just transplanted since they don't have any root systems yet. But I'm really excited for the one in the Pepsi little bottle here because he's been growing new ones like crazy. So I can't wait to see what he does. But the others, I'm not expecting any blooms, especially the ones I just transplanted like maybe a week ago. So I'm not sure. But that's really exciting. So in the next few weeks, if you are not subscribed to my channel, you should subscribe so you can see the progress in all my plants. It's very exciting for me. I love my plants so freaking much. They are like my babies, and I love them so much. I can't wait to see what they'll do, especially my orchids. I haven't got any new growths or any new buds on my orchids, but I'm really excited. They're Phalaenopsis orchids. I don't think Phalaenopsis has like a certain season where they bloom. Not from what I've heard. So it's just a wait and see game. So please like, share, and subscribe if you want to see more. Thank you so much for watching. And I've set up an email address if you would like to send me any questions or any kind of comments about my videos. Send it into the email that's in the description below. And on my next vlogging day, which is Saturday, I will gather all those questions together and I will answer as many as I possibly can on Saturday and Sunday. Because Saturday, Sunday, and Monday are my vlogging days. The rest of the week is full of other stuff to do. So if you have any questions or comments or suggestions you would like to see me do on my channel, leave it in that email in the description below and I will get to them this weekend. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you tomorrow for my tutorial, which is we got 3 more weeks left on that. I'm so happy for that. I'm kind of over this pattern at this point. But 3 more weeks, which means 4 rounds. I can't add it up right now. I'm too tired to think. But stay tuned later today, because later tonight it's going to be my raw reactions. You don't want to miss that, because Hell in a Cell was very interesting for me. So you're going to want to see what I think about Raw, this week's Raw. And tomorrow, my tutorial, and my SmackDown reactions. You don't want to miss that. So please hit that little red button down there that says subscribe so you never miss an episode. Thank you so much, and I'll see you tomorrow.